alternating bench press on the terra cord. Go ahead and have a seat on the terra cord and then grab your dumbbells. I would really advise that you grab the dumbbells before you lay down. It's much harder to get them once you actually lay down. Go ahead and lay back. From here, we're going to alternate back and forth. 10 per arm, 20 total. Alright, after 10 per arm of the alternating bench press on the terra cord, go ahead and move on to your next exercise, which is push-ups. When we do push-ups on the floor, don't worry too much about range of motion. Obviously get the best range of motion you can get, but if all you can do is a shorter range of motion, that's fine. We will get better as we do more motions on the bar, but for now, just go through what you can. If you can get all the way down to the floor, please do. What we're going to do is as many as you can till failure. I'm going to do 20 here today. All right, after your push-ups, go ahead and move on to the next exercise, which is we're going to do a dumbbell French press here. So you're going to start with the dumbbell straight up in the air. From here, you're going to bend the elbows to where the top of the dumbbell gets to the top of your head, and then re-extend 10 times. After 10 reps of the dumbbell French press, go ahead and move on to your next exercise, which is mini squats here. What we're going to do, sit down as far as you can comfortably. From here, you're going to come up about this far. It's just going to be a short little pulse. You're going to go ahead and do 20 of these. Nice quick little pulse, 20 times. After 20 of the mini squats, go ahead and move on to your next exercise, which is staggered squats. You're going to have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. The farthest front foot is forward, the harder the exercise is going to get. The closer you bring it back, the easier it gets. The main focus is going to be on this leg here. Essentially what this is it's an assisted single-legged squat. We're not going to do that today, but we're going to prep for it with this exercise. 10 on one leg, 10 on the other. After 10 on one leg, switch sides, 10 on the other. After 10 per leg of the staggered squats, you're going to go ahead and move on to your next exercise, which is circular leg raises. It's another one of these exercises that's surprisingly difficult. You need to go ahead and have a seat on the mat, lean back a little bit. Don't lay down, just lean back. What you're going to do, lift your leg up as high as you can get it, bring it as far over as you can, put it down, and then reverse the motion, bring it back up, bring it over and down. 10 on one leg, 10 on the other. 10 on one side, switch sides, 10 on the other. All right, after 10 per leg of the circular leg raises, go ahead and move on to your next exercise, which is dumbbell elevated pullovers. So the elevated part is your legs. You're gonna go ahead and have your legs up in the air, knees bent. Don't need them way up like this. Put them right here. This just incorporates the core a lot more. From here, arms as straight as possible, starting up over your chest. Go back as far as you can comfortably. When you find that position, pause slightly. Bring it back over your chest. A little bit of bend in the elbows is totally fine. I just don't want you doing this. So we're going to do 10 reps here. After 10 reps on the elevated pullovers, we'll move on to your next exercise, which is dumbbell rows. You're going to go ahead and kneel on the bench. Whatever hand you're pulling with, make sure that same foot is on the ground. Range of motion is going to be looking like this. If you have the wrong leg, it's not, you can't do it. It just puts a lot of extra torque on the lower back. So let's make sure we're not doing that. What we're going to do here, just nice controlled range of motion, up and down, 10 on one arm, 10 on the other. After 10 on one side, switch sides, 10 on the other. After 10 per arm on the dumbbell rows, go ahead and move on to your next exercise, which is alternating hammer curls. So hammer grip, thumb facing up. We're going to alternate back and forth, 10 per arm, 20 total. After 20 of the alternating hammer curls, go ahead and move on to your next exercise, which is seated straight leg deadlifts. So you're going to have a seat on the end of the bench. Widen your feet out as far as you can, legs as straight as possible, and all you're going to do, lean as far down as you can, slight pause, come back up 10 times. After 10 of the seated straight leg deadlifts, go ahead and move on to your next exercise, which is monster walk. So this one is the lighter one, the cloth ones are the heavier ones. If you use the cloth one, put it around your knees. If you use this one, which I'm going to use so you can see what I'm doing. If you want it to be a little bit lighter, put it around your knees. If you want it to be a little bit heavier, put it around your ankles. What we're going to do here, keep your feet as separated as possible. What you're going to do, you're going to walk down and back. If you feel comfortable walking backwards on the way backwards, Please walk backwards. If you don't feel comfortable, go ahead and turn around. If you want to sit slightly, it makes the exercise a little bit harder. Once you get all the way down, go ahead and walk back. After you're done with the monster walk, go ahead and move on to your next exercise, which is walking bridges. You're going to lay down in a bridge position from here, lift your butt up, and then we're just going to walk in place. So just tiny little steps, 10 per leg, 20 total. After 20 of the walking bridges, go ahead and move on to the next exercise, which is isometric straight leg bridges. So what you're going to go ahead and do, widen out your feet as far as you can. That actually allows you to lift your butt off the ground, even if it's only a tiny bit. Keep your legs as straight as possible. Lift up, hold it, count to 30. After 30 seconds on the straight isometric straight leg bridges, go ahead and move on to your next exercise, which is overhead crunches. Feet up in the air, hands up in the air, reach towards your toes, slight pause, put it back down 10 times. After 10 of the overhead crunches, we'll go ahead and move on to your next exercise, which is reverse crunches. You can go ahead and lay down on the mat. Probably want to put your hands underneath your back. From here, start with your legs straight. Bend your knees in towards your chest. Straighten it back out. 10 to 20 reps here, whatever you can handle. After the reverse crunches, go ahead and move on to your next exercise, which is single arm high planks here. So you're just going to get into a push-up position. If you can't do the single arm, just go ahead and do it with 2 arms. Hold it and count to 30. If you have no problem with the single arm, let's go ahead and do 20 seconds on one arm, 20 seconds on the other. After 20 seconds on one side, switch sides. After 20 seconds per side on the single arm high planks, go ahead and move on to your next exercise, which is